welcome to our first Newsmakers video series. We're bringing in Matt Tyner, who's the Director of Marketing at Williams Comfort Air. Thanks for joining us today, Matt.
Hey, thank you. I appreciate it.
Yep. First off, tell me a little bit about Williams Comfort Air.
Yeah, so we're a full-service HVAC and plumbing company. We have 3 different locations and 4 brands. So in Indianapolis, we're Williams Comfort Air and Mr. Plumber. In Cincinnati, Ohio, we are Thomas and Galbraith. And then in Louisville, Kentucky, we are Jarbo's Plumbing, Heating, and Cooling.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. It's gonna be a little different on the Zoom here, but wanted to bring you in because I heard you guys are doing something cool as far as having employees deliver groceries to customers or the community at large. Kind of talk about what you guys are doing.
Yeah. So we're really pumped about this, just because. Let me start from the beginning. So obviously, all 3 of the states that we serve are in a stay-at-home order. When we saw that come, we're data-driven. A lot of us on the team were data-driven individuals. And we were tracking along with this and looking at the various models that were in place for COVID-19. And we realized, okay, this is a real problem. This is bigger than us as a company. And when the stay-at-home orders were put into place, obviously HVAC and plumbing, they're considered essential businesses. The full breadth of the services that we offer fall under that. But we wanted to take it a little bit step further because we just felt like that was what we needed to do for the communities that we serve. And that was kind of our responsibility as a business. So we looked at all the services that we offer and we decided that preventative maintenance, tune-ups, and inspections, all 3 of those were considered non-essential for the time being, right? We can do those throughout the summer. We've got a team fully dedicated to preventative maintenance on both divisions. That is something we can catch up. We can get everyone's service within the season. So we made the decision, as long as the stay-at-home order is in place, we're going to pause those services, which then put us in the position of, okay, well, cool. Now we've got those teams that I mentioned. What do we do with them, right? And what do we do with the fleet? Everything that entails. And then we started getting creative of what needs are we seeing in the community. And many of us that, just as everyday people going to the grocery store, seeing that people weren't using PPE when they were going to the grocery store, seeing folks that would be considered high risk by the CDC, that they were constantly promoting, these folks should not be outside. We were frequently seeing them in the store. So many of us came together. This was initially the idea of our president, and a couple of the different owners of the company were thinking through this, but we all kind of put our heads together after the fact. They brought some of us from the leadership team in, and we're like, okay, how can we help? And identified those folks that I mentioned. So we said, okay, we don't want to put our team at danger, right? We don't want to put them at risk of getting sick. So we said, if people can place their online orders with Kroger, Meijer, Walmart, Target, any of the variety of vendors that offer curbside pickups, say we'll take care of the pickup so there's not that human interaction, and we'll do our part to be able to try to curb or flatten the curve rather of COVID-19 by making these deliveries free of charge. It allows our team to still get guaranteed 35 to 40 hours of work, and allows us to help the community. And we're just thrilled about the impact and the positive sentiment we've gotten from the communities that we serve, and we're just glad we can help in any way possible. We have just expanded it this week to first responders and frontline healthcare workers. So we're working with them to be able to deliver their groceries. We know they're all working long hours. They're tired. They're working with these high-risk individuals or people that have been infected. And it's like groceries are the last thing they should have to worry about having to pick up. So how can we help check something off the list? And that's where we are today.
Okay. When you say preventive maintenance, I assume you mean the maintenance agreements. Let me know if that's the case. And then also, what was the reaction of the staff when you introduced this?
Yeah, so that is the case. It is our preventative maintenance plan members. And also anyone that may call in off of tune-up offers, anything that entails. The staff was absolutely thrilled because obviously their first reaction is going to be like, well, if we shut it down, does that mean I don't get my hours? Am I not able to provide for my family? And that's where we were like, okay, we've got to figure out a solution here. And that's where we came up with this, to be able to get them their guaranteed 35 or 40 hours of work. But the team's absolutely thrilled. It's done an amazing job just lifting the spirits and the morale. Listen, we understand this sucks for a lot of people just in general. But hopefully it just helps brighten some folks' day. But everyone has been understanding. Our clients, we had to call clients, tell them, hey, we're putting the step into place. We need to reschedule your preventative maintenance visit. We were seeing cancellation rates anyways, starting to climb because people were starting to get more informed of what was going on. But for the most part, we may have a handful that said, no, I still really want the service beforehand. But everyone else is like, you know what? We completely understand. Just give us a call when it all works. And thank you for what you're doing for the community.
That's great. Let's talk about your business in general here in this this COVID world. You talked a little bit on some things getting canceled. Is the phone just not ringing as much, or kind of where are you business wise?
Demand service is still calling in. I mean, when something's broken, everyone's very accustomed to having a well-tempered home. So we're still getting folks that are calling in. It's been interesting. We're here in the Midwest, as I mentioned, with Indiana, Ohio, and Kentucky. We've had a fairly mild Q1 from a weather perspective, and that's even continued. I mean, we had 2 days that were 80, and then I think this morning it was 29. So welcome to the Midwest. Mm-hmm. But that obviously plays into it. But the company in general has had a really strong year with everything that has been considered, and we're seeing growth which is exciting. With this really put a halt on our preventative maintenance sections, right? That we're obviously not seeing the revenue growth there in the month of April. But you know what? That's just something that we'll have to recover from. We know if we do the right thing every time, it's going to be okay. And we're just putting our faith in knowing that this is something we had to do for the community, or we felt like we needed to do for the community, and that it will all work out in the end. But our plumbing divisions are doing extremely well with everyone at home. You know, kids flushing things down the toilet, everyone using these flushable wipes that aren't always necessarily flushable. It's created a good, a good business for the plumbing side. But yeah, overall business has been good when you consider what else happening right now.
Okay, that's good to hear. How's the staff doing in general? I'm assuming maybe you moved some of the non-essential home, and then what kind of any other safety precautions you've taken with the staff? Because I'm sure they're concern number one for you.
Right, absolutely. Top priority is keeping our clients and team safe. That absolutely. Everyone, I don't believe anyone is working from the office anymore. Everyone's remote. So across our 3 groups, we have about 400 employees. Obviously, our field team in general is remote with technology these days. They really don't come into the office much except for training days. But now we've moved those to online training, Zoom meetings, everything that entails. But in regards to the rest of the office staff, our client care team, our dispatch team, accounting, everyone is working remotely. That's one of the amazing things with technology these days, and what we're really thankful for. It just gives us that capability to make sure that they are able to stay home and stay safe.
And how about just business-wise? Are customers still paying their bills on time, or anything changing in that dynamic?
Yeah, so we collected time of service. So we really haven't had a problem with that. Everything still seems to be flowing business as usual. I did not mention what you said in your prior question. You asked what we're doing to keep clients safe, right?
Yeah.
What we're doing there, so we've had team members actually creating masks for our field team. So various internal office positions have been creating masks for our field team. Our field team has been equipped from the very beginning with gloves, sanitizing wipes, all that fun stuff. Their shoe booties is business as usual. And anything that we can do, hand sanitizer, all the different methods we have in place to be able to put that into effect. And then from our outreach perspective, we're just making sure people understand what we're doing to be able to keep them safe.
And obviously you're the head of marketing over there, but remiss if I didn't ask, how's marketing working in this time? I assume maybe 2 parts here. You got to get the information that you're providing this service to the grocery service to these individuals. How do you do that? And then how do you market in general? You obviously have products that can help, but you don't want to look like you're cashing in on a national pandemic when a lot of people are suffering.
Absolutely. We're not doing hard pushes on IAQ. That's something that needs to be talked about in the home by our team once they've diagnosed that there's an actual issue. Just from a marketing philosophy perspective, we're not going to be in that position where we're just touting on all of our ads UV lights or something of that nature. We want to make sure that we truly solve problems within the home and do it the right way with products that are effective. From a marketing perspective in general, it changed everything. Part of it stays the same. Our client acquisition strategies are still there, whether that be lead gen, your pay-per-click advertising, everything of that nature. But when we look at the top of mind awareness, it changed 100%. Like we did a complete 180 on it. We usually have ads that may have an offer at the end of it, really building people up of what true comfort means to them. And then we may have an offer at the tag at the end. We've completely moved away from those. And we're really pushing the thinking of the folks that are really out there every day, putting their lives on the line, whether it be the doctors, nurses, the grocery clerks, any delivery drivers, right? Like all these people that are truly out there doing their job day in and day out, beyond even what our team is doing. We've put different marketing pieces out there to make sure that they know that we are thankful for what they're doing and genuinely want to help in any way possible. So that really played well with partnering up with our grocery delivery, just being able to help those same folks out in any way possible. Other than that, we're just being genuine. I was on a webinar panel the other day, and someone asked, they were like, well, what are you doing differently in the marketing, or what's your strategy? And my strategy is simple. It's to be human. At the end of the day, that's what we all need right now, is just to take a very human approach to marketing and make sure that we're being genuine in everything that we do, and just being humble and showing that gratitude. Because at the end of the day, people have a lot of choices of HVAC contractors to work with. We want to make sure that people know we're extremely thankful for the business they give us, but also thankful to the community that supports us and puts us in a position that we can now support them.
Oh, that's great advice, Matt. And I really appreciate you taking a few minutes out of what is undoubtedly a busy time to kind of share this cool program with our viewers.
Right. No, thank you very much. And if anyone has any questions, I'd be more than happy to help them out. They can connect with me on LinkedIn and we can take it from there.
All right, perfect. Thank you very much.
All right, cool. Thank you.